There are some things in this world that go way beyond human understanding. Things that cannot be explained, things that most people don't want to know about. That is where we come in.
Hello, I'm talking to you today, clearly not from the People's Voice studio, but from home on the Isle of Wight. And that's because a few days ago, I woke up to the rest who can support us financially, even in small amounts, who haven't, but are aware that the world is in the state it is and where it's heading, at least to a point, and who have enjoyed the output of the People's Voice up to this point. I say this: what are you doing? What goes on in your head? This conspiracy that you are to an extent interested in, it's not a game, you know. It's not something that is like train spotting, a little add-on to life. This is about your future in what still marginally passes for human freedom. It's about the nightmare future that your children and grandchildren are going to have to live in, a nightmare you will not even yet comprehend the magnitude of. I've got this book, The Perception Deception. It's 1,000 pages, look at it. This is not conspiracy theory. This is documented fact, never documented in this detail and documented state before. And it shows very, very clearly that it's not a game. And we are hurtling towards a society in which you will not even have the freedom of thought, never mind the freedom of action. A world in which you will not be able to refuse to have lethal, cumulatively lethal, sometimes literally, immediately lethal vaccines. You will not be able to eat food that is not genetically modified to genetically modify you and your children. You will not be able to speak your truth and give your opinion. You will not be able to gather together with others to try to protest and challenge the imposition. You will have, those who have it, you will have your wealth taken away, and you will be in a state of slavery in which all food production is controlled and dictated by the global state, in which all access to water is the same. And if you do not serve the global state as a slave, you do not eat and you do not drink. A global state in which you and your children can be disappeared whenever the state chooses. We now have legislation passed in America that people can disappear in this way. This is not a game. This is not making comments behind anonymous logins on blogs and forums. This is not a game. Wake up. And you know it goes further. For me, when you are in some way aware of what is unfolding and what is coming, to an extent, but not the full magnitude of it. And you will not contribute to help people, mostly volunteers, who are giving their time and their lives, some cases their health, to alert people to this so it can be stopped. That, for me, just my opinion,
aliens, is you just can't trust them. Occasionally you meet a nice one, Starman, E.T., but usually they turn out to be some kind of big lizard.
is a state of insanity. It has to be. Or maybe it's just sadomasochistic. Maybe people want to be slaves. Because they're going to be, unless we get our frickin' fingers out. Nightmare. Nightmare. And I was going to say, it gets even more extreme than that. Oh dear. If it wasn't tragic, it would be so hilarious. If the People's Voice doesn't make it into the future, and at the moment it won't make it into the very, very near future, there will be people for whom this station was set up to give voice to give the free flow of information to, who will be cheering. Yeah! Told you it wouldn't work. Yeah! Bloody ICKE. Bloody hell. Good stuff. That is not a state of just your run-of-the-mill insanity. That is full-blown clinical insanity. And when the knock comes at the door and the guy in uniform asks for their papers or asks them to, would you come along with us please? Not that you have a choice. They will be screaming like babies for their mother. What were you doing when people were trying to alert the population to what was happening so there were no knocks on doors? Well, I was taking the piss out of David Icke and I was wishing that the People's Voice would not work because I don't like him. And what were you doing? Well, I was watching. Yeah, all right, yeah, quite interesting. This is not a game. Wake up.
So what you're saying is that the world of the supernatural is your exclusive province?
Kitten, I think what I'm saying is that sometimes shit happens, someone has to deal with it, and who are you going to call?
Yeah.